Hey everybody, it is Kim Beal, the broad of the Bay, and I am here to give you it's nothing but my personal opinion and feelings about the first week of training camp, and this is how I feel. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yeah! Because the chemistry on this team, and I am talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in case you don't know, is phenomenal. First of all, you can tell there's just a great deal of love and respect on that team, which is step one, right? I mean, it's very helpful to love and respect your teammates. There is a sense of joie de vivre throughout the team. They are happy, they are jokey, they are fun, so there's that. And then they are talented. I mean, we have an incredible team. We have amazing talent on this team, and I would say that after week one of training camp, I was most impressed with the defense, which is great because that is truly where we needed to make the biggest improvement after last year. I mean, we had that super potent offense last year, and it will certainly be that again this year, there's no question, but the defense looked really good. Like, Antoine Winfield Jr. is back, baby. He is back, and he was making interceptions all over the place, and it was just really good to see. And Vita Vea, first of all, does he look svelte? I feel like he is svelte. He has lost weight. So, speedy, quick, very precise with his movements. So I was very pleased with what I saw. And of course, the offense looked great. And Chris Godwin, not in right now. We know he's may or may not be ready for week one. And of course, the injury to Tristan Wirfs. But I would say that, our... what's his name? Akuba? I gotta look that up again. Our first round draft pick, the wide receiver, boy, does he look good. He is a professional. Like, how could he have just been in college? The guy looks like he's been playing in the league for like 2 or 3 years. So very excited about how everybody looks. I just can't wait. I can't believe that there's going to be a football game on Thursday night. I'm just beside myself with excitement. Yes, it is the Hall of Fame game. Yes, it will be nobody we know will be playing. Like, all the starters will be not playing, but it's football. So it's going to be awesome regardless. And of course, I love the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I always cry at least 1 or 2 of the speeches, and I think it's very moving. And I have been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and it's a pretty cool place. I think I've probably shared this, that my favorite football player of all time is in fact Walter Payton. And he is like all over the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But sadly, when we were there, we started to go into the bust room, and my brother came out and he was like, don't be upset, but Walter's bust is not here. I was like, are you joking? We're at the Pro Football Hall of Fame and Walter Payton's bust is not here? Well, it turns out there was some sort of event going on in Chicago, and several of the Bear busts were not there. But there was, a lot of Walter Payton elsewhere in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And then you probably know that my dream is to go to Mike Evans' induction ceremony, which will be at the very soonest, like 6 years, if this would be Mike's last year playing, and he is a first ballot Hall of Famer, which for God's sake he should be. But that would be the soonest that it could be. So it's probably going to be later because, hopefully Mike plays another year or two. I'm not telling him he should retire just so I can live out my dream of going to his induction ceremony at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But, I have those cool shorts and I just want to wear them to that. So anyway, I digress. Team chemistry, awesome. And then I think one of my favorite things that I saw over the past few days of training camp was that Gerald McCoy was here. Now, if you don't remember, Gerald McCoy was number 93 for the Bucs for a long time. He, Batman, he loves Batman. He loves superhero characters. He is a great player and a wonderful, very kind, very nice person. So he was here and he was working with some of the guys, and I thought that was fantastic to see. It made me happy. So that was one of the cool things. And then another interesting thing, remember how the Bucs drafted, well, during the draft, didn't necessarily draft him, but got the biggest player in the NFL and then the smallest player in the NFL? Well, the biggest player in the NFL, Desmond Watson, who came from the University of Florida and weighed in at 449 pounds or something, and he has since gone up to like 454 pounds. I mean, that just sounds weird to say. 454 pounds? And that's a person in this heat? Anyway, he has been placed on the PUP list, player unable to perform. Something, I think that might be it. Non-football related, because he has to lose weight. And the unfortunate thing for him is that being on that list, he doesn't get paid. So I feel like that should be a pretty big incentive for some weight loss. So I don't know what's happening there, but he is a big guy and he is not, he's practicing, but he's not practicing with the team. He's there. His high school coach, because he played high school football here in Tampa, his high school coach came to training camp and, gave him some encouragement, which was very, very nice. So I hope that he can get his situation under control and drop a few lbs, because that just would suck to not be able to play. And of course, my God, we cannot have someone getting heat stroke on the field because he weighs 454 pounds. So that's just my thought. Last thing I want to discuss. There are 6 Buccaneer players in this year's top 100. And I am thrilled to see that. I personally think there might be 1 or 2 that are missing. I'm just saying. And 1 or 2 that could have been higher up in the rankings. However, top 100 players, we have Antoine Winfield Jr. And like I said a few minutes ago, feel like he's back. He got hurt. He signed that huge contract, made him the highest paid defensive player at the time, beginning of last year. And then he got hurt and he missed half the season. And when he came back in, he really didn't look like himself. So he looks like he's back and he is in the top 100. So that's awesome for him. Way to go, Antoine. Well, and then of course, Mike Evans, number 13. How could he not be in the top 100? 12, going into his 12th year, should be able to surpass Jerry Rice's record. Last year he tied it, the most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons at 11, tied with I just said Jerry Jones. That's quite hilarious. Jerry Rice. This would be season 12. He could break the record, and absolutely he's in the top 100, as well he should be. And then we have Lavonte David in the top 100, and I love Lavonte David because he is just this guy that comes in and he works, and he's so low-key, but he is a leader on that team. And, he could have retired this year. In fact, he thought about it. He really, really thought about it. But then he realized that we can win the Super Bowl this year. He believes that. That's why he came back. He came back because he felt like this team could make a deep run in the playoffs. And to me, deep run in the playoffs means Super Bowl. So yes, Lavonte David is in the top 100. Then of course we have Baker Mayfield. And it is just so funny. He was so maligned. He just got, Heisman Trophy winner, drafted by the hapless Cleveland Browns. And then, we all know what happened. He bounced around, blah, 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 blah. But he ended up in the right place. And wow, he is well, you know how I feel. And I always wanted him here. I said that before Tom Brady, I'm just saying. So anyway, he's in the top 100. And then we also have Yaya Diaby. And I'm just going to go on record and say that is the best name in the NFL. And there's, like when he makes a good tackle, I was going, yeah, because that name lends itself to that. But then also, if you have seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you know how they call the grandma the Yaya? And you know how Nikki, she comes in with her bridesmaid's dress on, and the Yaya's sitting there, and she goes, hi, Yaya. So there's many ways to say Yaya Diaby. Yeah. There's a lot of things you could do with that name. It's great, and he's a really good player. So I was happy to see him in the top 100. And then our highest ranked player, of course, is Tristan Wirfs. We've discussed him before. Number one, I think, when he plays on the left side. Number 6 when he plays on the right side. Phenomenal player. Baker's best friend, and sadly hurt right now, but will be back soon. So it was great to see so many Buccaneers in the top 100 this year. I love it. And people, it is almost time. I think our first preseason game is August 5th, if I am correct. So very excited, very happy with how things are looking in training camp. And that is all I have today. It is hot. In fact, Tampa broke a record today and hit 100 degrees for the first time ever. That's not good. But anyway, soon to be football. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening to But First Football, the Broad of the Bacon deal, and peace.